Hello and welcome to If I Was President. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and comment down below on a subject we talk about or any subject we talk about. And what would you do if you were president? Now, if I was president, how do we end the conversation of reparations for descendants of slaves and move forward? How do we move forward? As president, I would grant reparations for descendants of slaves to repair the damage of years of disenfranchisement and to increase prosperity for the future of all Black Americans. I'm not saying that because I'm Black. I'm saying that because it's the right thing to do, to move on. We would, of course, have to come to a number to grant reparations and set up a bureau located in each state to distribute the funds. A fund will be set aside in which descendants of slaves will be able to apply. An interview would be scheduled with the applicant to confirm that the person applying is, in fact, a descendant of slaves. Once approved, this fund will provide full tuition for children of descendants of slaves to attain an education that will set them up for future success. Older men and women could also take advantage of this program to increase their marketability through education and use the funds to establish a business through the Small Business Administration. You'll also be afforded certain tax breaks for a designated amount of years for home purchases and starting a business. The tax breaks for the home purchase will place more money into your family's accounts for future investing, adding to generational wealth. For the business tax breaks, this will allow your business to grow without the burden of taxes for a set amount of years. I'm also contemplating placing descendants of slaves in a non-tax status for a designated amount of years to help grow wealth within your communities. Money will be allocated for neighborhood development to make neighborhoods for kids inviting, to attract business development, and to keep your dollars within your communities. There will be stipulations prior to receiving this money. A financial education course designated by the government will be required to qualify for the allotted money given to each person that qualifies. This will ensure you have the knowledge and tools to use and manage the money given to you. Black Americans have given more of themselves to this country than most, even in the face of adversity and discrimination. As your president, I want to sincerely apologize to all Black Americans for the pain and brutality of slavery. And I want you to know this nation hasn't forgotten the past, even though this current administration is trying to help everyone forget the past. Some individuals want to erase history as if it never happened. We must remember the past for a better future. Make amends with one another so we can truly be called the United States. How can you call this the United States where we're not all together? With these reparations and apology from this nation, let's move on to a better and brighter United States. These reparations provided to Black Americans are past due. As the years go by and Black communities thrive, this is not only helping you, the American as a whole, it helps us all as Americans. With opportunity comes crime reduction, better quality of life, and increased spending, which helps the economy, which helps us all. Again, I say, reparations help us all as Americans. What do you think about reparations for descendants of slaves? Let me know in the comments below. If I was president, by granting reparations, I just obliterated a lot of YouTube channel talking points. Cut them out. Reparations. Now you can talk about reparations and what you're doing to help build your community instead of this divisive talk now. Now we got reparations. Let's do the work and building ourselves as Black Americans. That conversation of reparations will be over. As president, again, I would apologize for slavery. Recognizing there was a wrong to the American people would be almost therapeutic because healing can now begin. Will it stop racism? No, it won't. Racism will always be here. All right. Unfortunately, we will always have below average citizens who waste time and energy hating a group of people for whatever reason, their color, their religion, sexual preference, whatever. Because racism is learned and passed on, it will never end. You can't end it as it keeps being passed on. The only two places where there isn't racism is at a children's playground at the mall. You know the children's playground at the mall? Children run around and just want to play with whoever. They haven't been influenced by their parents yet. The second place where there is no racism is Star Trek. You remember that fantasy show? Because it's a fantasy to think racism will ever end. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the If I Was President podcast. Thanks for watching, and like I always say, don't just support the troops, be like the troops. If you be like the troops, the world will be a better place. See you, Chief out. If I was president, I get elected on Friday, assassinated on Saturday, buried on Sunday.